Ray, can you turn on? So, okay, I saw Ray is in the room. Ray, can you turn on, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, Laozi.
Okay.
Hey.
So we have the four of you here. So Ray, you're going to be the first. You're the one to choose Confucius, right?
Yeah, Laozi.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm going to. Yeah, I don't know if I should introduce myself. I don't really know how to do this.
You can do 30 seconds introduction of yourself, of course.
Okay, so hello everyone, fellow mates and teacher. I'm Roy Wagner, representing the Confucius group. The reason why we chose this group, this Confucius running mate, is because his principles have commonality with Chinese traditions, beliefs, and also strong royalty. Not forgetting the ancestors' generation, respect for elders by their children and husbands, by their wives. Confucius is widely considered as one of the most important and influential individuals in human history. And I found that as a major point because human history is basically something that touches everyone. Does not matter where you're from or who you are, but we're all human at the end of the day. So I feel like that's a very essential point to look at, and it actually gives us more advantage in this presentation. Our belief is that Confucius gave advice that was precise and wise. You know, when you're talking to people, sometimes you might be trying to tell them something, but if you're not really precise with the words, some people may not get what you're trying to say. So, this guy here used to be so precise and so wise, so people could really easily understand him. And he would also encourage people to act virtue with empathy and justice. I believe justice is very vital to everybody. I don't feel like everyone would like to feel inferior or superior at any kind of time because we are equal at the end of the day. So, yeah. Confucius also took no credit for his wisdom, and he said that he got it from studying ancients. I think that's how you spell it. Also, nature and acting within its laws is encouraged by self improvement and learning from the ancestors encouraged way of heaven. Humans also have a duty of to act as guardians of heaven's creation. And those are our beliefs, his beliefs that made us also support him as a running mate. Additionally, Confucius was born in a poor family, and he said because was from a lowly station, he couldn't enter government service as easily as men from prominent families, and had to become skilled in many menial things, and it takes him a better candidate due to hard working skills and wise mind. He espoused the well-known principle to do not unto others what you do not want done to yourself. I think I'm done with my presentation.
Okay, good. So you covered many of the very good virtues of Confucius, right? Like he's wise and he's hardworking and justice is very important, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so now let's welcome the next speaker for Alan. Alan chose Laozi as his running mate, right? So tell us why you support him.
First of all, good morning, guys. Good morning, Laozi. I'm Alan, and I'm the speaker for Group 2 that has been assigned to describe why we picked Laozi as our running mate. First of all, I believe this is like the biggest highlights of them all. Unlike any other candidates, Lao Tzu wasn't a man of military actions. He was nowhere near being a leader of sorts of a community, a village, or any kind of group of people, to be honest. So it is very important to highlight that he is here as a possible candidate because people supported him regardless of his power, of his political power, which he never had. Lao Tzu would be a great choice of candidate because he's a people's man. He was a philosopher that who was everything about being a better person and living, in harmony and peace as a community. I feel like regardless of him not having as much like political capacity as the other candidates, we don't necessarily need only a good president. I feel like if you have political power but no emotional connection to the people who you're supposed to lead and not just manage, you lose it. We've seen in the past, and this is like modern stuff now, we've seen in the past leaders, big leaders, who had everything that could be, dignified as power, but they had no empathy and emotional connection to the people, and they lost it. You need a people's man. You need someone who's not just going to manage a country, but lead a country, be the example for a country. Lao Tzu was one of the people who was against some of Confucius, how can I say, theories, I guess, in which he said that people didn't have to follow a specific leader at a specific time. So he gave the people the power of choice. So that means that people could follow him while he was in power, but if someone came after him to be the new leader, they didn't have to follow that person because that is the new leader. He gave people the power of choice. He gave them an option. He gave them a voice. And I believe that as a running mate, that is one of the biggest characteristics because you're not going to manage a country or a community just by having power. You need to connect to people. You need to know how they feel and how to respond and deal to those threats. So, yeah, this is basically Lao Tzu. He was a man of peace. He preached a lot of peace and self-improvement and stuff. He was all about getting people to be better within their own selves without having to concern about what others say. And yeah, if you're gonna live as a community, I think that is the best to be great and feeling great within yourselves. Thank you.
Okay, so Alan is basically saying that Lao Tzu is a people's man, right? People's man, so he's not really seeking the political power or military power. Instead, he wanted to improve himself and want everyone to improve to be a better man, which is a very good supporter to your possibly to work as a very good running mate, right?
Yes, Lord, sure.
Okay, very well. Okay, so that will close for Alan's speech, and the next will be Han-Fei's running mate, Tony.
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so I support Han Fei. I don't support all of legalism. I don't support all of it, but I do support a strong government. I do support a strong government that can guide people, not control people. I don't support controlling people, but I do support guiding them and being a leader. We need a strong government that takes action, as opposed to Confucius and Laozi. I think they are too. They don't take action. They don't. They're more laid back. I think we need a more strong government that can show people, that can guide people, because people, like for example, the warring states, people were fighting each other over all these philosophies. People were kept fighting each other, but legalism came in and said that we all need to follow an example. We all need to stick with one thing. We can't be fighting each other. Also, what's happening currently in the United States right now is people are divided. People are half and half. People are fighting each other. We need one strong government, and that takes control and takes action, and can lead people and guide people. Yes, thank you.
Okay, very well said. I think Tony, you're actually having some real life connections toward this topic, right? Need a strong government rather than just laid back government to let the people decide. That's what Tony is emphasized on, right?
Correct.
Okay, very good. Okay, then the three debaters have finished their speech, and now we will have the last one, which is the only girl in today's group. Maria, now it's your turn.
Okay, well, as the teacher said, my name is Maria, and I do believe that my perfect running mate would be Mo Tzu. Why do I believe this? Because in my head, he's the perfect combination between like actually rules and having a strategy to actually attack if it is necessary or protect his people if it is necessary. And also he combines all of this universal love everybody, and everybody is equal. I think this will be very helpful today in today's society because, as we know, we all need a little bit of love and equality in our hearts. I think that his philosophy of unconditional love would bring equal opportunities to the people under his rule, giving everybody the same chance at a good life, regardless of their social status. This means like doesn't matter if you're rich, if you're poor, if you are actually his direct family, everybody would have exactly the same opportunities. Because in his mind, all the people are equally deserving of receiving material benefit and being protected from physical harm, which is what I was saying. He just believes that everybody needs the same type of care, that everybody deserves the same things. I also think that his selfless nature would lend to his government. In what sense? I think that his disposition of putting the needs of other people in front of his own would have a lot of benefits. The most significant of these benefits would be the improvement of the lives of his people. Since he cares about doing the right thing for his own sake, he doesn't really care about people acknowledging his good deeds. So I believe that his government would be honest and transparent, and it would be bring a lot of prosperity to the nation. Also, since we saw in the video, he's a very logic person. He knows a lot of strategy. I believe that if there was any problem with any other city, any other government, he would actually find like a way to avoid a bigger problem, or if there was actually a big dispute, a big like fight, he would actually find a good strategy to win this war or just prevent this problem. And if there was just any problem between their citizens, he would actually be very impartial because as we said, he thinks that everybody's the same. So he would actually see everything from a more neutral point of view. So I think that all of these qualities of Mo Tzu would actually make him an amazing running mate. And I believe that all of these qualities would bring wealth and well-being to all of his nation.
Okay, very well said, I think. I think Mary mentioned the quality of Mo Tzu because he has got this universal love and he believed that everyone should have equal opportunity, right? And then on the other side, he is a highly logical person, which make it possible for him to deal with really difficult situations. So he's got the competence for being a very good candidate running mate, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think 4 of our debaters today, they all made very good, wonderful speeches. Now it will be the time for us to do the free debating. So first, I will ask whether the rest of the class will have any questions to ask. Any questions from the rest of the class?
Laozi, I have a question.
Okay.
I actually have 2. So my first question, Laozi, is for Tony. So he said that, you know, he believes his candidate is a good one because he sort of takes action. But what does taking action imply?
1 minute.
Isn't compromising like a strategy to take action? Because taking action doesn't necessarily mean you respond to each and every threat or attack that comes upon your community. Compromising is actually one of the best ways because you can get stronger parties going after you. And what are you going to do? Because you are a candidate who's known as the guy who takes action, you're just going to respond, even though you know the threat is bigger than the others. That would just jeopardize your community. So yeah, that is my question. What does taking action actually means for him?
Alan, this question is for who?
Tony.
For Tony. Okay, this is when you ask a question, you say the question is for who first. Okay, so Tony, that is a question for you.
Okay, yeah, I don't support all of legalism. I don't support all of legalism. I don't support take control people. I don't believe people are bad. People want to do bad things. But what I do support is that, for example, the warring states, everybody's fighting each other. Everybody's keep fighting each other. So I think we need someone to step in and take action about all these people fighting each other. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Can I ask the other question now?
Yeah, to who?
Maria.
Maria, okay.
Okay, so Maria said that her candidate would definitely be the perfect one because he believes that everyone deserves equal opportunities. And my candidate definitely agrees with that. But what does providing everybody like equal opportunities mean? Do the ones that have already worked for it and earned it are like they get their things taken away from them because they have more, or do they just get to keep it, but everybody's gonna have to rise on the same level?
Well, let's remember that this is not actually his. He would be my wrong mate, so it wouldn't actually be all of his ideas. He would actually agree to one level. Sadly, he's not alive. I could not actually ask him what did he mean by all of this equality thing. But what I don't think he would actually, if you have already wealth, I don't think he would be like Robin Hood and take it away and give it to the poor. I think he would actually keep that standard and just allow other people to actually reach a level that is similar to that one. Doesn't mean that you're going to stop being rich so other people can get to a medium level. It just means that everybody could actually reach a standard of life. Everybody could actually have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he is trying to say is this equality is not equality in qualities or in numbers. It's more like a comparative equality, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So anyone else have got questions for our debaters?
Laozi?
Yes?
Just wanted to say a few words. It's not a question.
Okay.
I know Maria's speech was amazing and you all vote on Laozi, But believe me that Laozi is genius. I read his quotes. He's really genius.
Okay,
he can find solutions for everything.
Sorry, what is your name?
Akram.
Akram. So Akram is a strong supporter to Laozi, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So, thank you. Very well said. Yeah. Anyone else have got questions? No questions? And the four debaters, do you have questions for each other, just like Alan did? No? Okay. Okay, so I would give you each one of you 1 minute to conclude what you said, because then afterwards you don't get to say anything. Then we will just go straight to the voting process. So if you have anything more to say, you can take this 1 minute. Maybe you just say, please vote for my candidate. Okay. So we start from
my candidate. I give you sneakers.
Okay, Ray, you will be the first one.
Okay. I just have one thing to mention here against Laozi. I just feel like this guy is not fully proven that he lived anywhere. He was a real person. So we cannot really say that whatever things that are about him should be really taken or considered, because we don't really have proof that he was a real person. It can be a myth and someone could just come up with those things. So that's why I'm like against Laozi. And his followers' practice was not a cure or pankia as they say though. So that's all I have. I'm just against Laozi because yeah, I found some negative things about him when I researched this. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Other than that, I'm fine.
Okay, so you've made your point very clear, and I hope nobody will take that personal. Okay, that's just about ideology.
So wait, Laosha, I have to ask him something. He had a minute. He had an entire minute to defend his candidate, and instead of showing us any strong point about his candidate, he decided to find weakness for mine. That doesn't really give you any advantage.
No, I'm not trying to get an advantage. I'm just trying to make it clear.
What's your plan, buddy? I'm getting what's your plan.
I'm not trying to get any advantage in this debate, but I'm trying to make it clear for the public that does not have deeper understanding about Laozi. Because you're just mentioning things about someone that's not really proven that's real. So that could be definitions of my candidate, of Maria's candidate, just saying it's another person, and then you could take our things. That person is not real. That's all. Person is not real.
Okay, Wagner, okay.
Anyway,
Okay, so
Alan, you almost used up your 1 minute. Okay, you can say one sentence on why people needed to support Laozi.
Okay, people need to support Laozi because they're not trying to support a person. They're trying to support his mentality, his ideas, his ideology.
Yeah.
And that's what leads a country, not someone who looks like Rui or someone who looks like me. So follow his ideology and not his person. Thank you, guys.
Okay, well said. Not a person, but a kind of ideology. Very good. Okay, next one, Tony.
Yes. We can not vote for Hanfei. Don't vote for all of his ideas, but vote for his principles. Don't vote for controlling people don't vote for don't vote for people that are bad. Just vote for a government that takes action and that guides people and leads people instead of having ideas or a philosophy. Let's have a government that would put in policies, that would put in restrictions and laws instead of just following ideas. Let's take action instead of following stuff. Yes.
Okay, very good. So don't vote for a controlling government. Rather, we should vote for some the kind of government that can guide and lead people, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So last one, Maria.
Okay, so I'm going to take this minute to make clear that no government is perfect, no person is perfect, whether they are real or not. So it would be actually beneficial to see what are the pros and cons of this for people. Like, for example, Confucius. Confucius loves people and he wants wealth for all of them. But we do have to remember that he believes that father, teacher, ruler are always above the people below them. For example, the students, the son, and all of those. So I do believe that this would actually create a little bit of problem in the future. Like, if you always have to live under the rule of these people and always respect them, and if they are doing bad stuff, you cannot say anything about this because you respect them so much. Now, Laozi. Laozi is a person that he loved everybody and thought like everybody deserved good stuff, and just like Alan said. But I have read some stuff and I came something quite interesting. They still don't know what it means. So it says that they took a phrase from one of his texts and said that he encourages the rulers to keep the people knowing as little as possible from their government. His reason was good, to not have them worrying so they could just live their happy life, like he said. But this is not necessarily good, because if the people doesn't know what is happening in the government, then how are they actually going to know if they have a good standard of life? Then you had Han Fei. Han Fei had very strict rules which kept their things in order. But if you see it from another side, then it was kind of like a dictatorship. And then you have Mozi. Mozi he wanted to keep everybody under the rule, everybody doing the good thing, which in the hands of bad people could be kind of like something repressive. But the counterpart of this is that everybody would always have to say things to him. They would always have to say what happened, whether it's good or bad, but they could not influence the important decisions. So we do have to remember that not all of them are perfect. We do have to remember that they have negative things, but we just have to think about how they have the opposite of these negative things. How do they make up for these negative things?
Okay, so Maria tried to beat the rest of three, right?
Always.
You are a strong supporter of Mozi, right? Okay, good. So I think the four debaters did very good job today. And now I'm gonna send a linkage to the group chat, and then everyone, now it's time for you to vote. Okay, you only get one vote.
Okay.
So 2 minutes time, think a little bit and make a decision. Okay, 2 minutes.
Do we also vote, Laozi, or we just wait for them to vote?
You can vote.
Yay!
Laozi, guys.
Akram, you know my nigga. Don't forget.